Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. In today's video, I'm gonna show you my wheel cleaning procedure, what I do to keep these Apex Arc 8s looking fresh and clean and well protected. I have a couple new products I'm gonna be testing out. One of them is the IK foam cannon. It's a 1.5 edition. And I'm gonna combine that with Brake Buster diluted to 5:1. These wheels are actually pretty filthy, so we're gonna see how these products tackle the dirt and brake dust. Let's jump into my wheel cleaning procedure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe and like right now. All right, let's check out some products I'm using today. Like I mentioned, we have the IK Foam Cannon 1.5 edition. We have our Brake Buster, which is actually highly affordable, and you can dilute it to make it last even longer. I've had this 3-piece wheel woolly kit for probably 5-6 years. It's still holding up pretty good, and I love these. They're super soft, and when you pull them out of the barrel of the wheel, it doesn't spray soap and dirt all over your arm like some of the other products that I've used. This one I use for the spokes. As you know, these Apex Arc 8s have a lot of spokes, and this gets in between all of those. This one is more so for my calipers and the valve stems. This really gets in there and keeps those calipers looking fresh. This is a boar hairs brush. I think it's like a pig hair, kind of weird, but we use these for the lugs and also the valve stems. This brush is going to be specifically used for tires, and first time trying it. Turned on by Obsessed Garage. Super stiff bristles, which I like, so it's going to get the old tire shine off that I used previously on my last wash, and it's going to get all the dirt off, so the new tire shine will go on nice and clean and not be brown looking. This I use for the face of the wheel, and I just use this as backup in case none of these other products work, but let's jump into it, and I'm kind of stoked because this is the first time using these two, so let's see how they go. All right, let's jump into it. So first step of the wheel wash procedure is rather basic but important. Before applying any brake buster or any sort of foam, I like to rinse the wheels off, get as much brake dust and road grime off before we agitate it with a wheel woolly or wash mitt to avoid any sort of scratching. Next step, and this is literally the first time I've used this IK foam cannon, so I'm pretty stoked, pretty excited to see some epic foam. And as you will see, pretty laughable, pretty underwhelming, not a lot of foam whatsoever. So I spent the next 60 seconds pumping this thing up to get to the level of foam that you would like to see, which is right here. Now, the issue that I found is that I filled this foam cannon up a bit too much. I went 5:1 dilution ratio. I think you should go 4:1. The less fluid in the bottle, the better, to allow more air to get into the unit to produce more foam. As you can see, the level of fluid in there is half full, and it just produced way more foam. So my suggestion, 4:1 or just straight brake buster and not fill it up all the way. The next step is tackling the barrel of the wheels. Now this is highly important because on my previous vehicle, my 135i, I didn't do as in-depth of a process when cleaning my wheels. And what can happen is brake dust will accumulate on the inside of the barrel and is very difficult to get off. In fact, in order to get it off, I would have had to sandblasted it off of the inside barrel. So obviously for resale values, when your car's at a show, it doesn't look so hot to have a buildup of brake dust inside the barrel of the wheel. So good idea to take, a couple extra minutes per wheel and make sure you get everything out of there. Next step is simply just getting the dirt off of the lug nuts and the valve stems. I also like to go around the inside portion of the spokes where dirt likes to sit. Get in there. You can do that with this boar's hair brush, or you can also do it with the medium-sized wheel woolly. I find the wash mitt or the brush works a bit better. That way you can really get in there, and it's a stiff brush so it really gets the dirt off.
All right, next up we're going to be trying out the stiff wheel brush to clean the tires. First time using this, and this thing works really, really well. It got off all of the dirt, all of the road grime, and the previous tire shine that I had on the car. And as you can see here, this thing was white when I first did this, and now it's, look how much came off the tire. Next we have our wash mitt. Very generic wash mitt. You can find these at any sort of detailing retailer. And this I like to get in between each and every spoke, behind the spokes. And if I've missed any dirt with any other tools that I've used, this kind of is my last defense to get everything off. Next step is going to be taking the smaller wheel woolly and cleaning the brake calipers. Very important. If you don't do this, the dirt will actually eat away at your clear coat, and you will have to get those repainted, rear clear coated. And I make it a point on every single wash to make sure I get all the grooves, the backside of the calipers, just to make sure the paint and clear coat lasts a long time and there's no paint fade. Now my wheels and brake calipers are ceramic coated using sea quartz. Highly suggest that product. I'll link that below. It makes cleaning the wheels and calipers so easy. Last step, rinse all the dirt and remaining brake buster on the tire. Go for a little drive to avoid any rust on your rotors. That way, when you go to stop for the first time, you don't have rust spraying all over your fresh wheels. Now the brake buster works so well on my wheels, I wanted to try it on my exhaust tips. Now I polish my exhaust tips probably twice a year, but I was looking for a product to use on each and every wash to get off the soot that sits on the inside of the exhaust tip. And I should have gotten some more B-roll of this, but these things are so shiny now. So I highly suggest, testing it out on your exhaust tips. I mean, this system is nearly $1,400. So we want to keep this thing looking as good as possible. I just got in there with that boar's hair brush, went around the entire exhaust tip. Here's a closer look at the freshly washed wheels and calipers. I'm telling you, first time using this brake buster, it's a game changer, guys. I definitely think you need to pick up this product. These wheels are basically brand new again. And that paired with ceramic coating, man, it makes washing the wheels so easy. Last step, we're going to take the CarPro Pearl, one of my favorite tire shines. I've tried out many different tire shines. This is by far my favorite. It's actually a high quality product. Sticks to the tire very well. And if you're looking for a high gloss finish or more of a satin semi-gloss finish, which I prefer, you can go either way with it. Now I like to wipe down the tire afterwards. I let it sit for about 5 minutes and then I wipe down, just so when you go for your first drive after your wash, it doesn't spray tire shine over your freshly washed fenders. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that like button and subscribe button for me. I know it's annoying, but I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs and I'm trying to get the videos out there. So the YouTube algorithm is a real thing. So please do that for me. Next video will be a wash video and what I use to keep this Esterol blue paint looking fresh. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.